morning, Eagles fans, and good morning, NFL fans, for another week of Philadelphia Eagles football. Well, last week, our Eagles went into Indianapolis to play a good Colts team and came out with another victory. And boy, what a game that was. Well, once again, week 2, our Eagles came out and played a little flat in the beginning and found themselves down 20-6. But with halftime adjustments, just hard, consistent, physical play, our Eagles pulled out a victory in the last seconds with the Parkey field goal, winning 30-27. Now, with winning comes criticism. First, self-criticism. Yeah, Nick Foles hasn't been the Nick Foles of last year so far. It's been off target. He has fixed most of the turnover issue. The one interception he threw was an actual very acrobatic catch by the Colts. Not to take anything away from them. He hasn't fumbled, and he didn't get sacked. LeSean McCoy hasn't been as effective as he's been last year. Last year, of course, being the rushing champion. And our wide receivers, which are going to be the talk of the play this week. Our wide receivers haven't caught that many balls, haven't had that many touchdowns, don't have that many yards. Criticism outside of Philadelphia is more still on Nick Foles, more on our entire team, and how we're not as good as the 2-0 record that we show right now in the NFC East and in the league. Saying that we played a very weak Jacksonville team and that the game was even given to us against Indianapolis with a late penalty, or a lack of a late penalty against Hilton, that Jenkins had the interception, and then the horse collar penalty that gave us some extra yards. With success comes criticism. It's going to happen. The Eagles are 2-0 right now. You have to expect it. As an Eagles fan, you have to expect it, especially since the Eagles aren't a popular pick to go and win the Super Bowl. That being said, look at the picks that all the experts were talking about at the beginning of the season. We got 3 teams coming in out of the NFC that the top analysts, NFL.com, said we're going to compete to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl. And those teams are the Seattle Seahawks, the Green Bay Packers, and the New Orleans Saints. Seattle came out week 1 and manhandled Green Bay. But then last week, they got handled themselves and lost to San Diego by about 9 points. Green Bay, as we just got done talking about, got manhandled in week 1 against the defending Super Bowl champs. And last week, they were down 21-3 to the Jets. Geno Smith. And then the Saints, as we all know, the Saints haven't won a game yet. So anybody that's watched football over the years know that the first couple of weeks of the season is a crapshoot. Like, people are still trying to get out of preseason mode, trying to find their identity, trying to hit their stride. And you're supposed to, in the middle of the season to the end of the season, get hot, get ready for the playoffs, and make a run in it, as so many teams have done in the past. The Eagles are no different. The only difference is right now, we're winning those games. We're winning those sloppy games. We've had a lot of turnovers. We've had a lot of penalties. We're not clicking all the way. And we're leading the league in offense. If that's not promising, I don't know what is. Our defense have given up a lot of points in the first quarter, second quarter. But then they have made second half adjustments and hunkered down. Yeah, first on Jacksonville, and shut them out in the second half. And yeah, I get it, it's Jacksonville. Then we did the same thing with the Colts. And last time I checked, the Colts are a pretty good offensive team. And calls, especially this year, go both ways. The Eagles have had calls against themselves with horse collars that haven't been horse collars before. an illegal touching down the field and all this other mess. So I don't want to hear it. As an Eagle fan, I just don't want to hear it. What I do want to do is concentrate on the Washington Redskins this week. Before I get to that too, for you guys that watched the video and got invited out to the wing night, that was a complete success as well. That was absolutely awesome. It was a great time. Lots of wings, lots of food coming out, lots of craziness. I think the people that actually got to watch the game with me realize I'm not just passionate about Broad Street down here. No matter where I'm at, it's Eagles football. No matter what I do, passionate about it. So good showing. I want to give that shout out to Calvary Chapel, Delaware County for a good plan to bring people together and watch football. That was awesome. But back to football. Back to football this week. It's about the Washington Redskins. It's not about Desean Jackson. Yeah, that is something that we're going to talk about. But it's not all about Desean Jackson. It's about the Washington Redskins and them playing with Kirk Cousins instead of RG3. I believe is a bigger threat than RG3 because of the system that they're running right now with Jay Gruden. Washington comes in here off a huge victory over Jacksonville. They won 41-10 and completely manhandled them. Now people are going to compare, well, the Eagles beat Jacksonville 34-17 and Washington blew them out even worse. So of course, Washington's going to win. You can't say that. I mean, look who other people the Bears beat last year. We absolutely destroyed them, and at the same time, are losing to Minnesota. Like, does that mean that the Cleveland Browns this year is going to be favored in the AFC because they beat the Saints? Or what about the Chargers? Are they favored now because they beat a very good Seattle Seahawks team? No. Take it week by week. So this week, we play Washington. Yes, they have Desean Jackson, Garcon, Morris. They're going to be bringing a lot of weapons, offensive weapons. And they're going to be bringing a defense as well. That's not so bad. But we've had a lot of success against Washington. We have. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! Beat the Colts. That's why we allow for Desean Jackson to go to Washington. Because you're going to stick RG3 in a system, a West Coast offense system, and have him do a check down, where a quarterback like that likes to extend plays and go deep. That's why when we're not playing him this week because of an ankle injury, it's more of a threat that you got Kirk Cousins as your quarterback. Because he has to make those check downs. He has to make those throws. And he's going to be more accurate than RG3. Passing. He's not a running threat like RG3. But he's a bigger passing threat. I love what the Eagles are doing though in offense. I really do. Not hitting their stride yet and leading the league. They're taking what's available. That's simply what we've seen so far. They're taking what's available. If teams are going to scheme against LaShawn McCoy, they're going to hit Ertz up top. And once they start clamping down on Ertz, they're going to hit Darren Sproles. And Macklin's going to get open because he has good numbers so far. And we haven't hit our stride yet. And Nick Foles is doing okay. Just okay. I'm not going to say he's doing fabulous. He's not. But when he hits his stride, we're averaging 32 points a game. What does that mean for our future? The Eagles got to get hot. Got to get better. Our special teams. Last week, Parkey missed a 38-yarder. You're a rookie, but you're on a team that expects to go far. We need you to hit and be lights out inside the 40, period. Good thing is you came back and kicked the game-winning field goal twice to beat the Colts. But we need you to be accurate within 40 yards. We need to be pretty lights out. Defense, you're creating turnovers. Now our defense, we took a hit with Kendricks. Who knows if he's going to play? And I'm not a huge fan of watching Casey Matthews in at linebacker. I'm not. I'll just be honest. He doesn't look like he's big enough. And a lot of times it looks like he's lost. You got Marcus Smith playing, maybe. First round draft choice, hasn't played a snap yet. Who knows if he's going to get in and if he's ready. Acho, or however you pronounce it, he might be playing as well. We're going to be having linebacker by committee, but like I said last week, like I said week 1, Good and great teams find a way to win with what they have. We don't make excuses, just like what we're doing on the offensive side with our offensive line. Making do with what we got until Lane Johnson gets back. We're going to have to do the same thing on defense. If Michael Kendricks can't play, then we have to go to the next guy and do our best. And so far, our best is 2-0. Desean Jackson is coming back home to Philly. Now, me personally, I liked Desean Jackson when he was here. I liked miracles at the Meadowlands. I liked running down the field and seeing all the great plays he gave us here in Philadelphia. So I'm not going to knock him for that. Yeah, there's questions about his work ethic, questions about him off the field, questions about him running 100% of the plays. And you know what? Chip Kelly made a decision, and he's sticking by that decision. I got to respect that. If he sees something that he likes or doesn't like in a player, and he wants to build a winning culture here in Philadelphia so we can have a parade down here in Broad Street, I'm in. I don't care how we win. I'm in. And so far, he's doing pretty good this year. Desean Jackson has a hard time getting off the line. Desean Jackson has a hard time running his routes 100% of the time. And if you look at what Chip Kelly's looking for in the first place, we have big wide receivers that can block downfield that has opened up runs for people like LaShawn McCoy and Darren Sproles. You want to know why Darren Sproles have done great running? Great in the screen game? Because you got 220-pound wide receivers blocking downfield 20 and 30 yards down the field. That's how you do it. Desean Jackson's about my size at best. What, 160 pounds soaking wet? So yeah, he was our home run hitter down the field. And that was exciting. Those times are over. I wish you all the luck in Washington, except for when we play you, Desean. And I hope you learn, almost like what happened with Chris Carter. Chris Carter here in Philadelphia was a cancer inside of our locker room. Traded him away or gave him away to Minnesota, and he had a great career. We know that. It just wasn't for us at this time. So we're going to play Desean Jackson if he plays, because right now he's injured, hasn't been practicing all week. We're going to play him hard as well. And Eagles just flat out have to have tough defense against the run, because the run sets up play action pass. We have to get the wide receivers off of the timing the West Coast offense depends on. And then our Eagles have to get on the same page as a complete team. We have to come together on offense, defense, and special teams. We can't make those silly mistakes on defense and give the Washington Redskins first downs because of offsides like we gave with Andrew Luck. We can't give the ball to Washington, especially deep in our own territory. And we have to make our field goals and make the most out of every opportunity and get our touchdown percentage up when we're in the red zone. That's simple. That's simple. Here in Philadelphia, we want to do more than just win the NFC East. Right now, we're 2-0. Everybody else is either 1-1 or 0-2. The goal isn't just to win the NFC East. Check the box. We already did that last year. The goal is to win the Super Bowl and to improve every week, to put ourselves in a position to have home field advantage here in Philadelphia for the playoffs and then run all the way through the Super Bowl. So let's stay focused. Let's keep all the haters on the outside, because here in Philadelphia, this is a family here. In the end, I don't care what everybody else says. You know why? Because they're not going to be here on Broad Street with us when we win the whole thing. And I believe it's happening sooner rather than later. So this is a home game for us. Let's bring the noise like we normally do. We're going to boo Desean a little bit. It's going to happen. It's Philadelphia. If you don't expect that, I don't know where you live. We respect what you have done for us, but now you're wearing the other colors. So Desean, good luck on Sunday, but not. And this is about Eagles football, not about anything else. So let's get hyped. Let's show who we are with our debut in the NFC East rivalry against the Washington Redskins, and show everybody why the Eagles are not just favored in the NFC East, but why we belong in the conversation with the contenders in the NFC and represent the NFC in the Super Bowl this year. And let's shellac the Washington Redskins. So as we always do, week in and week out, especially when we win, let's go Birds. Eagles! Beat Washington, baby.